The chosen one, the ultimate challenge to become a billionaire. Get ready. This is not an ordinary time in your life. This is a holy checkpoint, a heavenly inspection that validates all you've learned, suffered, sacrificed, and planned for. You've been on a journey where the cost has been high, the suffering is intense, and the tests are cruel. But none of this has been in vain. Everything till now has been a training ground. God has been shaping your character, growing your soul, and aligning your thoughts. Now the vibe has changed. This is not the season for tiny breakthroughs or ordinary elevations. This is the last exam before your heavenly billionaire status is unlocked. Are you ready? If you're seeing this right now, it's because your spirit is pulled to it. This was not an accident. Divine timing has brought this message to your attention as you watch till the finish. Something tremendous will awaken within you. Please leave a remark below with your fondest wishes and type 777 as an indication that your ambitions are stimulating the cosmos. This is your assurance that something significant is developing for you in the unseen. Your words are spiritual seeds, and now is your turn to water them with belief. Now, choose one like this video. If you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel. Let we begin. The chosen one. The final exam does not include warning indicators or a loud announcement. It appears silently at everyday circumstances, yet with enormous repercussions. Patience may sometimes be tested. Can you trust when nothing makes sense? Sometimes it comes down to surrender. Can you let go of your control over how things develop, and sometimes rely on faith? Can you think you have a billionaire destiny? Even if your bank account indicates otherwise, you are not being tested for failure. You are being tried to ensure that you are the version of yourself capable of carrying the money, power, heavenly authority associated with this higher level. This isn't about ego. This isn't about extravagant shows or hollow wealth. No, this is kingdom riches. This is the legacy. This is a powerful overflow that will benefit your family, community, and future generations. And such riches should only be placed in the hands of those who have proven themselves. You are picked for this riches not because you desire it, but because you have shown your ability to manage it responsibly. Every rejection you received, every delay you experienced, and every sorrow you shed, everything had one purpose: to prepare you for the final test. Think about it. Take a look at where you began and where you are now. Not in terms of money, but of consciousness and inner strength. You are no longer questioning when it will happen. Now you're claiming it's already finished. It has just arrived. That is the mindset of someone who has progressed beyond the early phases. The final exam demands this. Maintaining the frequency of your millionaire destiny even when nothing else verifies it. Yet, that is how manifestation works. Instead of responding to events, decide you already have what you want. The fact is that most people never come here. They give up midway. They disintegrate when the exam gets unpleasant. But not you. You were picked because you do not give up under hardship. You get through it. Your resilience is not just impressive. It is divine. You've been forged in fire and now shine like polished gold. And this last exam is not intended to break you. It's time to crown you. You will notice minor changes in your life right now. Strange encounters, unanticipated opportunities, and unexpected rejections all lead to secret redirections. That is the exam in action. The cosmos is preparing you for your greatest timeline. However, your preparedness will be put to the test. Can you resist what seems to be a fantastic deal? Stepping into what is genuinely divine. Can you let go of the demand for validation and instead seek heavenly confirmation? Everything is addressing you right now. The indicators are multiplying. The dreams are growing more vivid. Your intuition is louder. That is not your imagination. Divine wisdom is guiding you. And as you get more in tune with your internal compass, the way ahead will become clearer. Because this exam is not about effort. It's all about alignment. It is not about hustling harder. It's about digging deeper into your knowledge. A billionaire does not panic. A millionaire does not seek fortune. Rather, he draws wealth, tranquility, power, and purpose by vibrating as a channel match. And that is the position you are taking on. This exam serves as a bridge between the old you, the struggling, surviving version, and the new you, the abundantly aligned supernatural version that God has been creating from the beginning. Do not flinch now. Don't second guess. You have already completed the most difficult tasks. There is a heavenly contract that governs your existence. Most people cannot see it, but those who have woken can't deny it. And your money, your billions are used for more than simply luxury. They are impactful instruments. God is raising kingdom financiers, and you are among them. You have shown that your heart can withstand what your hands are going to grasp. This is not a maybe. It's a case of miraculous timing. And the timer is nearly to zero. So take a deep breath and let this to settle in. Everything has led to here. You're no longer waiting. You're walking into it. The test is not intended to delay you. It is here to promote you. Stay steadfast and surrendered. Stay awake. The vaults will shortly be open. When they do, the torrent of riches will be so overwhelming that you'll understand it wasn't about money. It was about identity. You do not aspire to be a billionaire. You're remembering that you're already one in spirit. Now the physical world is catching up. The exam is evidence. The strain is proof, and the wait has been a hint that something huge is on its way. You didn't travel this far only to be nearly there. You didn't go through all this simply to settle. You were destined for more. The last exam serves as your final initiation. And when it's over, you won't recognize your existence among the splendor that flows in. You are now in a heavenly pressure chamber that is not intended to crush you, but rather to refine you to your fullest form. The pressure you're experiencing. This is the last compression before the expansion. It is spiritual physics. Before a rocket blasts into space, it goes through an intensive final countdown. A loud tremor that shakes the ground. That is where you stand on the launch pad of magical prosperity. And heaven is counting down. Could you sense it? The growing intensity of your soul. That is not anxiousness. That is acceleration. Do not confuse quiet for absence. It is not a delay when things calm down or replies take longer to come. It is heavenly observation. The final exam is often quiet because the instructor stands aside while the student demonstrates their competence. This isn't the time to inquire. It's about responding. You are being asked, do you believe the vision God gave you, even when nothing seems to be happening? You are being asked, can you maintain your level of conviction when others question you? These questions are not intended to trap you. These are doors, and how you respond to them affects how quickly you go through. In the midst of obscurity, you have remained loyal. You have kept going. When no one was watching, you have prayed in private, healed silently, showed up for life, even if you were fatigued. And now the cosmos is returning your efforts in the form of a miraculous return. Billionaire-level blessings do not come to just anybody. They come to those who have passed the secret examinations. And you choose one, or one of them. Currently, the energy surrounding you is altering. The folks around you may be uneasy. You may see some people withdraw, become aloof, or even critical. That's because your frequency is growing, and not everyone can join you in this new realm. The last test will question whether you can continue rising, even if it means walking alone. Because the spiritual and economical route to billionaire status is restricted. It's only for the brave, alert, and predestined. When you are in alignment with divine prosperity, there is no need to push anything. It does not come from straining. It flows from surrender. You do not ask for blessings. You are already deserving of. You prepare for them. You anticipate them. You celebrate them before they arrive. That is how you pass the last exam with the inner stance of someone who has already received what they hoped for. Pay careful attention. You're not behind. You're not late. You're perfectly timed. The adversary attempted to whisper. Otherwise, you've been led to accept the falsehood that it's too late for you. But this is the reality. You're right on the brink. If you could see how near the wealth boom is, you discard your doubts and rejoice joyfully. But faith does not need to see. It is simply necessary to believe. And you choose one. Have that conviction coursing through your veins. This billionaire's call on your life is not a fiction. It's a frequency. It refers to the frequency of obligation. It is the frequency of overflow. And your spirit has been prepared to accept it. The people you'll aid, the property you'll own, and the influence you'll have. It is already written. The exam is just the last stage of preparation before your spiritual paper is signed in the physical realm. You've experienced visions that made no sense to others, yet were perfectly clear to your spirit. That's because you've always been ahead of the times. You are a prophet in nature. You can sense what's coming before it happens. That is a gift. It's also why you've had to tread more difficult routes than others. But suddenly everything makes sense. You needed to see the scarcity before you could enjoy the plenty. You had to sit in darkness so that you could identify the light when it appeared. And it will arrive shortly. Don't allow momentary suffering prevent you from enjoying long-term abundance. The exam may have strange instructions. You may be asked to surrender something that has been a part of your life for many years. You may be directed to pivot in certain directions. Trust the nudges. Your soul is smarter than your reasoning. The last exam honors obedience above perfection. The logical mind often perceives compliance as a danger. But this is not the time to think small. Now is the moment to broaden your view. You are not just growing affluent. You are becoming someone to whom riches will bow. It is arriving not because you begged, but because you trusted it would emerge. Not because you hustled, but because you recovered. You shattered the cycles that held your predecessors trapped. You ruptured generational poverty contracts. And now the skies have rewarded your efforts. Keep your feet on the ground while keeping your gaze up. The material universe is catching up to the spiritual decision that was previously given in your favor. Do not be deceived by looks. If things seem to be falling apart, they are really falling into place. The old chronology is disintegrating. This is accomplished in the final exam. It shakes the basis of your previous self. So the millionaire version of yourself may emerge and shine. Make no mistake, you will stand tall in authority, peace, and provision. You will not be counting pennies anymore. You will be counting the countries you are called to bless. You will not ask for loans. You will be financing missions. Your money accounts will not just sustain you. They will pour into the lives of individuals you've been tasked with elevating. This is celestial riches. This is the billionaire identity. And it is closer than ever. Even now, you are hearing these words. Your energy is connecting with your greater self. That riches magnet inside you is activated. Feel it. Allow it to take root. Let it develop. Don't hurry it, but don't dismiss it. God has placed His faith in you to get such a great gift. You are the one that the earth has been waiting for to rise. You will keep going, believing, and preparing. Because you were picked, this last exam is not the end. It is the unlocking. The billionaire's gate is flinging open. Step through with force. You are now entering the stretch when quiet is your company. However, clarity becomes your weapon in this last stretch. Do not anticipate loud placards or open applause. This is the land of the silent millionaire, who moves with heavenly precision. This is the point at which heaven assesses your alignment rather than your words. Whereas your heart's position, rather than your outward performance, tells if you are prepared for what you already have. This exam is unlike anything you've ever taken before. It is not pandemonium. It's calibration. The cosmos is not working against you. It's adjusting everything to suit you. What seems to be a delay is really a divinely detailed plan for your future. You are not stranded. You are being positioned. You aren't being punished. You're getting promoted. You aren't losing. You are discarding the skin that no longer suits the future billionaire version of yourself. What you must now realize is that this exam is not about your hustling. It's a test of your holding capacity. It is about whether you can withstand the weight of favor, responsibility, and unrestricted access without collapsing. Can you go through open doors and yet be humble? Can you achieve everything without losing your soul? These are the deepest questions of billionaire identity. This is what the final exam measures. Because carrying billions not just in your hands, but in your destiny requires a spiritual foundation. And you, chosen one, have been enduring divine renovation, including solitude. It was building that caused the anguish. It was reminiscent of the financial drought. It was a detoxification. Not everything has been stolen from you. Some items were deleted since they couldn't accompany you into this new reality. That is not rejection. That is refining. And now you're going through a world where time bends. You are being led into sudden falsehoods, favor, downloads, and provision. However, in order to reach them, you must abandon reasoning and instead rely on divine rhythm. Logic is limited. Faith opens, whilst logic leaves you chained to the past. The ultimate test requires you to proceed on faith, even when facts threaten to obstruct your way. You're being summoned to obey immediately. The longer you wait, the more pain you will experience. Why? Because the last exam will not allow you to remain the same. You are too near now. Procrastination is the enemy of the billionaire, so do what you feel inspired to do. If you're told to let go of anything, do it right away. Release it immediately. If your soul says, move, the instructions may not make sense to others, but they are in accord with your spirit. Watch for the ultimate illusions in the coming days and weeks. False chances may arise to test your judgment. Offers that seem appealing may occur, but they are intended to divert your attention away from what is really divine. Before the actual item arrives, the last test is sometimes conducted using a counterfeit. Stay awake. Don't be drawn to the first shiny object that catches your eye. Is this consistent with the vision God gave me? If not, then walk away. Even if it means sacrificing current comfort, your billionaire future demands unwavering clarity not just about riches, but also about who you are. No more shrinking or apologizing for your magnificence. No more dimming your lights to fit into spaces too small for your destiny. The ultimate test is when you choose growth over comfort, purpose over popularity, and power over apathy. This is where the billionaire in you is born, and it will not look like you expected. This height will not be based on a single time. There will be a sequence of miraculous confirmations, with individuals calling out of nowhere. Deals are closing in days, ideas are emerging from visions, and financial fever is spreading via unforeseen avenues. Do not be astonished when miracles become commonplace. You've unlocked flow's timeline. This is not the hustling season. It is inheritance season. But look at this. Your thinking must reflect your miracle. Your language must reflect your heritage. Billionaire blessings cannot be carried with a damaged attitude. Stop talking about lack. Stop saying if it occurs, and start saying when it does. Stop asking how. Begin affirming, I am ready. The exam will determine if you've mastered this shift. Billionaires do not doubt. They announce that you must now be unavailable for mediocrity. This entails not entertaining individuals who exhaust you, not communicating your viewpoint to those who merely want to dispute, not devoting hours to tasks that do not align. Billionaire, you don't have time for diversions. Your time is now a holy resource that must be guarded with equal regard. You will protect your fortune. This idea will be tested. Can you say no to something that no longer fits your vibration? Saying no to the old is what triggers the yes to the new. And with each barrier you establish, each time you safeguard, and every stride you take in obedience, you have unlocked another layer of your wealthy destiny. You're not pursuing anything. You are drawing everything that has been waiting for your preparation. And you're ready. You have gone through the flames. You have remained faithful amid the desert. You passed the secret tests of perseverance, character, and faith. You are now standing behind a veil. Billionaire-level breakthrough. However, the veil will not separate for hesitation. It separates for boldness. It is for those who declare, I trust God more than the world.